right through.
Good morning. Thanks so much for connecting.
God did. I came out the fire with praise on me. Last year tried me, but it didn't break me. What I survived don't make no sense. If it wasn't for grace, I wouldn't be here. I saw him move when I had no plan. He made a way when I couldn't stand. So when they ask me how I got here, I point up and say, God did. I ain't flexing, I'm testifying. Everyone got heaven's signature. If you knew what he brought me through, you shout it to no filter. 2026 gonna be a godly year. Overflow favor everywhere. When I pray in tears, I'm living clear. 2026 gonna be a godly year. 2026 gonna be
Good morning to all of you who are just connecting with us. Miss Hoy, good morning to you. Thanks so much for connecting.
Every door you open, I walk right through. 2026 gonna be a godly year. God did. I came out the fire with praise on me. Last year tried me, but it didn't break me. What I survived don't make no sense. If it wasn't for grace, I wouldn't be here. I saw him move when I had no plan. He made a way when I couldn't stand. So when they ask me how I got here, I point up and say, God did. I ain't flexing, I'm testifying.
Good morning, Tate. Thank you so much.
If you knew what he brought me through, you shout it to no filter. 2026 gonna be a godly year. Overflow favor everywhere. When I pray in tears, I'm living clear. 2026 gonna be a godly year. 2026 gonna be a godly year.
Good morning, Cam.
2026
Thanks so much for connecting with us this morning, bro.
Every door you open, I walk right through. 2026 gonna be a godly year. God did. I came out the fire with praise on me. Last year tried me, but it didn't break me. What I survived don't make no sense. If it wasn't for grace, I wouldn't.
I pray all of you guys have had a great weekend so far. Had a great week on last week. Finished strong. Going to give it a couple more minutes. Just in case somebody's running a few minutes behind this morning.
If you knew what he brought me through, you shout it to no filter. 2026 gonna be a godly year. Overflow favor everywhere. When I pray in tears, I'm living clear. 2026 gonna be a godly year. 2026 gonna be a godly year. 2026 gonna be a godly year. Every door you open, I walk right through. 2026 gonna be a godly year. God did. I came out the fire with praise on me. Last year tried me, but it didn't break me. What I survived don't make no sense. If it wasn't for grace, I wouldn't be here. I saw him move when I had no plan. He made a way when I couldn't stand. So when they ask me how I got here, I point up and say, God did. I ain't flexing, I'm testifying. Everyone got heaven's signature. If you knew what he brought me through, you shout it to no filter. 2026 gonna be a godly year.
Good morning, Anita. Thanks so much for connecting with us this morning.
2026 gonna be a godly year. 2026 gonna be a godly year. 2026 gonna be a godly year. Every door you open, I walk right through. 2026 gonna be a godly year. God did. I came out the fire with praise on me. Last year tried me, but it didn't break me.
Good morning, Lucy. Thanks so much for connecting with us this morning.
I wouldn't be here. I saw him move when I had no plan. He made a way when I couldn't stand. So when they ask me how I got here, I point up and say, God did. I ain't flexing, I'm testifying. Everyone got heaven's signature.
Drika, good morning to you. Thanks so much for connecting. Thank you.
2026 gonna be a godly year. Overflow favor everywhere. When I pray in tears, I'm living clear. 2026 gonna be a godly year. 2026 gonna be a godly year. 2026 gonna be a godly year.
Thank you so much, Drika.
Every door you open, I walk right through. 2026 gonna be a godly year. God did. I came out the fire with praise on me.
We'll be getting started here in just a second.
What I survived don't make no sense. If it wasn't for grace, I wouldn't be here. I saw him move when I had no plan. He made a way when I couldn't stand. So when they ask me how I got here, I point up and say, God's dead. I ain't flexing, I'm testifying. Everyone got heaven's signature. If you knew what he brought me through, you shout it to no filter. 2026 gonna be a godly year. Overflow favor everywhere. When I pray in tears, I'm living clear. 2026 gonna be a godly year.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. And those who are running a little bit behind this morning, they can catch what they miss in playback once it's uploaded. I pray all you guys have had a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to those of you who are fathers. Hey, it's a day for you to be celebrated for who you are as a father. And I want to, commend all fathers who are present, not just for their biological children, but just have the heart of a father, the nature of a father, because that goes much deeper than just being a daddy. But to those who have the heart of the father, I want to celebrate you. So happy Father's Day to you. And to all of those of you who may not have your fathers here today to celebrate with, I want to encourage you and to just take today and reflect on the memories and the legacy that have been left by fathers who have now transitioned, and they're still worth celebrating because you are, right? And so if you're worth celebrating, then how much the more. So, with that being said, I'm not going to keep you long. I'm sure many of you have plans. Father's Day brunches, you know how big y'all do it for Father's Day. So I'm sure everybody is busy this morning, scrambling, trying to get. All right, I'm gonna quit being sarcastic. But anyway, So in national news, I think the biggest. Good morning to you, G. I think the biggest thing that's going on right now is the MOU that has fallen apart this morning. The commander-in-chief have been tweeting some rather violent threats. So I'm sure the MOU will not get signed, as the vice president is currently over in France right now. He was there to sign this memorandum of understanding, but I don't think that's going to get signed. So we'll feel some of that pressure in the collapse of that on this upcoming week. It will affect money markets, except something miraculous happens. In addition to that, we still have crazy, unimaginable gun violence happening in our country. And so, you guys, I know I say every week we need to pray for people across the country, our family, friends, loved ones. But we just need to pray, period. We don't need to keep it exclusive to those people that we know. I had an opportunity to briefly watch a video of the young lady, I think in Mississippi, whose son was shot and killed by police officers, 1 year old. And that is so tragic. I could not imagine it. I'm looking at this. I say little girl because she's younger than my kids, but I'm looking at this baby girl describing what happened when her son was shot by police officers. Her son was innocent. I mean, he had nothing to do with what was going on. Allegedly, there was some shoplifting, and fires were shot because they said that the driver was driving the car towards the police officer, but video surveillance shows that she was actually driving in the opposite direction whenever the bullets hit the car. So we don't know for sure. I'm sure they'll analyze it and try to do it. The officer's been placed on administrative leave, but I can't imagine what his conscience is doing to him right now. Boy, it's a lot. That was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking, especially as I spent the weekend with my grandsons. I'm looking at my grandsons, and for a moment, I had the thought, like, what if that was one of my grandsons? Like, how do you recover from that? And again, the video with the mother in it, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you see it, she doesn't even know how to emotionally feel. There was no emotion there. And it's just, I don't get it. I just, this is crazy. This is crazy. And so I'm saying all this to say, you guys, let's pray. Let's pray that the gun violence in our nation, like, is we got to do something about this. And if legislation won't fix it, then we have really got to depend on prayer to convict the hearts of those who carry out violent acts, right? We got to pray that God change those people. And while they may be the perpetrators, and you may hope that they get put up under the jail and all of this stuff, that they die in jail, get life sentences, death sentences. We can wish all that stuff out of the evil of our heart all day, but what we really need is for God to begin to change the hearts of men and women that carry out these violent acts. That is when we're going to see change come. So I'm asking you guys to please pray. Prayer is more important now than it's ever been with the condition of this world globally. We need prayer. But this morning, like I said, I'm not going to keep you. There's other things going on in the news that just happened to grab my attention on this past week. And I wanted to share with you guys and solicit your prayers and agreement that we can pray for the hearts of men to be changed. And but I want to talk to you very briefly this morning about how or what the process of success looks like, because everyone wants to have success in life. We all strive for success, to be successful in whatever we're doing. Success is not limited to money grabs and financial increase. Success has multiple dimensions. There are so many dimensions of success that can and should be achieved in life. Good morning to you, Alicia. That can be and should be achieved in life until you cannot reduce it to your profession or your career or, just whatever it is. Success has multiple dimensions, and it spans across a vast part of your existence, should be the entire part of your existence here on this planet. And so understanding that, I want to give you an inside look on what success actually looks like. For scripture reference, we can go to Joshua, where the scripture says, meditate in this, in the words of this law, day and night, and observe to do what is written in them, and you shall have good success. And we can go through all of that, but I just want to practically speak to you just for a few minutes this morning. In addition to that, instruction, to that principle, there's some other things that you need to know about success, because many of you are actually at the door of success and are in the midst of success, and you really don't know how it should look or how it does look. And as a result of that, you're not necessarily embracing that you're actually succeeding, right? Because you're measuring your success by what it is that you've seen manifested in others, right? So there's a couple things you need to know while undergoing this process of succeeding in life and experiencing and having and attaining success. The first thing I want to say is probably the most important thing that I'll say all day. And I want you guys to make sure that you get this. The first thing is success will be achieved in a room full of strangers. It'll be achieved in a room full of strangers, but it'll be celebrated with the people that you love, right? So when I say it will be achieved in a room full of strangers, I'm not necessarily talking about people only. I'm talking about it could be ideas, dreams, goals that they are strange to you. It's not anything that you've ever been acquainted with, but all of a sudden you can find yourself in a room in your heart or in your mind where you understand that something in your life must change and must turn around, and you're having all of these thoughts that you're not very familiar with, but they've come from somewhere for some purpose, for some reason, and that is to ensure that you are experiencing a successful life. And as you're in this room with these thoughts, and in some cases, people, in some cases, colleagues, in some cases, people from your community, but as you're in this room, you're not very familiar with anyone or any thought or thing that's in the room. And while you're in this space, it's going to feel as though you are alienated or you're the only one that's different, for lack of better words, because this is not familiar territory to you. This is not a familiar place, but it's in that place where everything begins to come together and develop within you, and you will find yourself in the company of all of the things, all of the mechanisms, all of the people, all of the wisdom, all of the knowledge that will make you successful. And when I'm talking about success, but then again, I want you guys not to put it or measure it against a visual that you've had all of your life of what success look like. We're talking about something that's happening internally. This development, the concept of success, the birthing of success happens on the inside. There are changes and decisions and meetings and negotiations that happen within you. You're making decisions. You're deciding to try certain paths other than the paths that you've already tried, whether you're succeeding in a healthcare plan for your nutrition, or whether or not you're succeeding in your relationship goals or whatever. All of these things happen inside of you. These things happen inside of you, and it happen with thoughts that will contradict the pace and pattern that you've always kept leading up to this. Okay. And so whenever these strange thoughts, these fresh ideas start coming in, you have to realize that, okay, this is here for a purpose. This is here for a reason. What am I going to do with this? What am I going to do? Am I going to try to invite opinions that I'm most familiar with? Am I going to invite advice that I've already heard before? Or can I acquaint myself with this stuff that I'm not very familiar with? Can I become more acquainted? And should I become more acquainted with these things and thoughts in order to have an opportunity to succeed in a way that I have not before? Again, this is not only financial success. This is in your spiritual walk with God as well. You may not necessarily be able to read a chapter a day from Proverbs as your devotion to achieve your next level of success. It may call for you to do something different. You may not be able to turn on your favorite worship song and pray at 5 in the morning. this next upgrade in your success. You may have to do something different. It may call for you to be in silence. It may call for you to implement fasting and prayer along with prayer. It may not call for you to implement fasting. You may have an inclination to go and work out and designate that time of working out as time with God. And so whenever you go to the gym, you know that that's the time that has been set apart exclusively for you to be with God. And during that, you will begin to develop the necessary ingredients to manifest the success that you desire in whatever area of your life that's in. See, because another thing about the entire experience of success is that when we are trying to achieve this, we don't necessarily know what the next level of success look like to us, or will look like for us, should I have said. You don't know what it should look like. You have to yield to the process first. You have to commit to the process first. And so achieving success, experience success, having success it's filled with commitments. Your success will only be as solid and as deep and as great as your commitment. And so you'll have all of these different commitment ceremonies. And most people are unfamiliar with that. And when it's time, when it comes to a season that you have to commit and recommit to things, you're like, I don't want to commit to nothing because now I'm obligated. If I commit, no one like obligations. We like to move as the free will beings that we were created to be. But unfortunately, in order to ensure success, there has to be commitments. If you're trying to, if you're trying to elevate and have a more successful spiritual life, there are going to be new commitments that must be made, because your prior commitments could only get you to this point. If you want to go to the next level, you have to make commitments to go to the next level. You have to commit to what it takes. And so whenever you're experiencing success, there are going to be new commitments. It's not going to be the same old. That's not going to work. It's not going to ensure it for you. You will definitely have to make more commitments, new commitments. You will not be able to continue the same level of commitment to manifest a different level of success. Did you hear that? You will not be able to maintain the same level of commitment to experience a different level of success. If you want a different level of success, you're going to have to elevate your level of commitment, because that will be the difference between the two. And if this is what you want to experience, you will have to commit to it. Success does not come whenever you are oh man, I'm trying to find a better word than the word that I have right now. It's not going to come when you're lazy. When you're lazy about succeeding, and when I say lazy, I mean you want success and you gambling on the hope and the prayer. You're saying like, yeah, I want to be successful and hope that one day, along with some prayers that your grandmother prayed for you, something gonna break for you. It doesn't really happen like that. Not really. In essence, it takes work and it takes more than discipline. And I know you're probably surprised to hear that it takes more than discipline. It takes more than discipline. There are plenty of people that are very disciplined in what they do, but it takes more than discipline. In addition to the commitment, you have to have more than discipline. You can't have commitment and discipline and then it's going to ensure your success. You have to have passion and will Because the thing that you're not disciplined to, if you have a will for it, your will is what carry you when your discipline fails. Because discipline, it could be breached. You know, we teach this when we have workout regimens and stuff. Everybody say the same thing, and that is, I work out 5 days a week and I give myself one cheat day. That discipline is broken on that day. And because you haven't taken a cheat day this week so far, you're going to take advantage of your cheat day. Once you remember, oh, I got a cheat day, you're going to take it and you're going to look and wait for the opportunity to break that discipline. But if you have will, when you have will, when your discipline becomes vulnerable and breached, your will carry you through a moment of vulnerability. So you have to have will also, because your will is your unwavering commitment to achieve the said goal or level of success. But you have to have will. You have to have it. If you lose will, you are fighting an uphill battle without will. There are a lot of people that wonder why they have not experienced certain levels of success. They didn't have the will to do it. And don't confuse your will with your want, because we can want things that we don't have. Everyone wants to buy a muscle car, an exotic car. Some people still just want to get a foreign. You can want that, but do you have the will to go and work for $300,000 to purchase a vehicle? Everybody wants a Bentley, but everybody don't have the will to spend that or to commit to laboring only to purchase a vehicle. So there is a difference. Most of the time, your want comes from your carnal desires or your fleshly desires. Your will comes from your spiritual tenacity, your spiritual thirst, your spiritual hunger, your most earnest spiritual desires. That's where the will comes from. And that is what the will is owned and operated by. And when you have that, you have a never quit, never retreat, never surrender type of approach to the things that are set before you. And those are the things that you achieve when you have a will for something. Not just a want, not just oh wow. The Bible says all that's in the world is lust of their eyes, lust of flesh, and pride of life. And most of the time, that's where our want. That's what our wants is operating on. But your will is operating on different principles. Is all I'm saying. And so, whenever you are pursuing the next level of success, because I believe that many of you are, and this is the reason why you're at a season in your life. Hear what I'm getting ready to say to you. This is why you're in a season of your life where you're having to make decisions and you're having thoughts and ideas that are not necessarily most familiar to you. And you have this stuff that seems like coming out of nowhere, and you feel like you have to make a decision and commit to doing something. And the first thing that you're going to experience whenever your spirit is saying, I'm ready to achieve the next level of success in my life, the first thing that you're going to experience is the process of getting unstuck. And when you're getting unstuck, it's because you're now making decisions. You're not, when that process starts, you'll know that you'll begin to make decisions within yourself. You'll have to decide that I've been at this place long enough. I'm trying to see what else there is for me to experience in life. What else is there for me to experience in this season? What else? And then you'll have, like I said, the thoughts and the things and the ideas and the dreams and the visions. And they start coming. And you have to comb through those carefully, understand the fine print thereof, and commit to something. And when you commit to it, your will keep your commitment. If you don't have enough will, you will not really be able to commit, because the spirit and the flesh are contrary. So even though your spirit may will it, your flesh is going to do the exact opposite. It's going to crave the exact opposite of what it is your spirit is desiring for you. And you have to be able to make sure that you don't allow your carnality to override your spirituality. Even if it's just working on your health. If you're saying like, look, I want to be more healthy than what I am right now. So I got to do some things different. I got to change my diet. I gotta work out. I got to get up. I have to move around. I got to shake some stuff up in me until I get into practice. That's the reason why these desires and these thoughts have been coming, because that's God showing you like, hey, look, you eligible for an upgrade right now. And if you've been thinking those thoughts and you've been having challenging thoughts and ideas and dreams and visions for yourself that will challenge your reality where you are currently, that means that you are eligible for the next level of success right now. The opportunity will not come if you were not already pre-qualified for it. But you have to do what you have to do on your part. And I'm sharing these things with you because I had no but one to share them with me. And whenever certain seasons and opportunities for me to experience another level of success came, I didn't know what it looked like in the room. It just looked like one big challenge. And it didn't seem like God was ready to bless me. It didn't seem like God was really ready to elevate me. It just seemed like strange things was going on. And I didn't understand that when you enter into a next level of success, that it's going to happen in a room full of strangers. It's not going to be in familiar environments, around familiar advice, around familiar and popular opinion. It's not going to come that way. It will seem like a strange land when you first arrive. Don't shy away from it. Don't retreat and say, well, I got to get back to what I'm used to. Because if you get back to what you're used to, you're committing to remaining where you've already been, where you already arrived. You're like, I'm good right here. But when you feel that thing start turning in your spirit and you connect with it and commit to it and have a will for it, I promise you, you're going to see yourself begin to be more successful in whatever area of your life that's in. It could be in organization. It could be in prioritizing your rest, your sleep. It could be in embracing the peace that is possible for you to have. It could be any area. And so that's all I'm saying to you today. Listen, I know many may have plans for the day. I told you I wasn't going to keep you long this morning. I hope that I've said something just to provoke you to thought and to challenge you to embrace this room full of strangers. Because these are the people in which you will find, or these are the things and thoughts that you will find success. You don't find success in a room full of things that you're familiar with. That's not where you find success. You find success in a room full of strangers. You find yourself doing jobs that you never even imagined, you didn't even ask for or didn't even know to ask for. That's where you find success at. You develop another skill set in those types of rooms, you know? And so that's all I'm saying to you. I hope you guys got something out of that. I love you all so much. And if you need me before next Sunday morning, hit me up. I'll be here and I'll get back to you. If I'm unavailable, I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience. I pray that you guys have a wonderful afternoon. Again, happy Father's Day to any fathers that may be watching. And we will see you guys on next Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. If in fact you're being blessed by these weekly sessions, please do go and make a donation. If you don't know how to do that, reach out to the person that shared this link with you or myself, and we'll get that information to you. But don't forget to make a donation. I love you all, and I will see you guys on next week. I bid you all blessings and Godspeed.
2026 gonna be a God year. 2026 gonna be a God year. Every door you open, I walk right through. 2026 gonna be a God year. God year. I came out the fire with praise on me. Last year tried me, but it didn't break me. What I survived don't make no sense. If it wasn't for grace, I wouldn't be here. I saw him move when I had no plan. He made a way when I couldn't stand. So when they ask me how I got here, I point up and say, God's it. I ain't flexing, I'm testifying. Every win got heaven's signature. If you knew what he brought me through, you shout it to no filter. 2026 gonna be a God year. Overflow favor everywhere. When I pray in tears, I'm living clear. 2026 gonna be a God year. 2026 gonna be a God year. 2026 gonna be a God year. Every door you open, I walk right through. 2026 gonna be a God year. God year. I came out the fire with praise on me. Last year tried me, but it didn't break me. What I survived don't make no sense. If it wasn't for grace, I wouldn't be here. I saw him move when I had no plan. He made a way when I couldn't stand. So when they ask me how I got here, I point up and say, God's it. I ain't flexing, I'm testifying. Every win got heaven's signature. If you knew what he brought me through, you shout it to no filter. 2026 gonna be a God year. Overflow favor everywhere. When I pray in tears, I'm living clear. 2026 gonna be a God year. 2026 gonna be a God year.